This video is in partnership with Lens Rentals. If you want to try out some new camera gear, follow the link in the description, use the code Liam15 at checkout to get 15% off your order. And also make sure you use that link because you will help feed this little pit bull that I rescued a couple months ago. Thank you in advance. What's happening, folks? Welcome back to Street Notes. Today I'm out in Denver shooting with the Sony A7C along with the Zeiss 35mm f2.8 lens. A nice little full frame compact combination that I've got from Lens Rentals, and I'm spending a few days experimenting with it. I also have not been out shooting street photography in quite some time and I'm feeling very, very rusty. After a couple laps of not really seeing anything, I did stop at this spot here with this mural in the background. I've kind of on and off worked this scene for quite a while now, but it's a very transitional part of the street and rarely has anything interesting in front of it. I did, however, eventually notice this puddle, which was just on the other side of these railings. This guy walked in. The only thing I wish was that I was closer to the puddle, and this probably would have been an okay shot. This time I got closer to the puddle, but didn't get quite as good of a subject. This one's okay. This kid's got a Polaroid camera around his neck. This building's been under construction for a while and it's changed a little bit since the last time I was there. This person who was eating something on the other side of the glass I thought filled out this frame nicely and I quite liked it. Kept working this spot, trying to use the light coming through this glass for a little while, hoping that somebody would walk past. Again, quite a quiet part of the street, and unfortunately it's not very noticeable, but I did like that Jack's silhouette, who was behind me, filled out the right hand side of the frame there. The one nice thing about this A7C is it does have a nice electronic shutter. However, if you're moving too much it does suffer from rolling shutter, so that is a bit of a drawback. So as much as possible I will try to switch that off. This building always has good light inside it, but right now, for some reason, it's also full of scaffolding. So I thought this was a good thing to take a picture of, as it's not going to be there for too long. In my mind, I was going to set up a frame, figure out how I was going to frame this shot, and then walk across the street and capture a nicely composed picture of these people at the bus stop. However, just as I was starting to think about it, the bus pulls up and everybody gets on and leaves. Here we are using the electronic shutter again. You may notice if you look closely, a little bit of that rolling shutter becomes present. That being said, I'm also probably not holding the camera straight and I'm walking. And the rolling shutter I think is really only noticeable on the extreme left hand side of the screen here with that black post. I was just shooting away as I came through this spot. It's one of the few times where there's just a lot of people passing through at once. This is almost a spray and pray kind of moment. I'm just frantically taking pictures, trying to fill out the frame with different people and using that building as a backdrop. Alright. Now here I am trying to use this screen to take a fly sideways shot. It doesn't work out, but worth a try. I really like the light on this corner. They've also changed the advertising so it's a little bit different from how it's been in the past. So I posted up here for a little while to see who would pass through. This lady was the most interesting person because for some reason she's carrying a pair of white sneakers, and unfortunately I did cut off her feet, but I guess now you ask the question, does she actually have shoes on? So maybe it's better that way. Then this guy comes along and starts tying his shoelaces. Unfortunately, I blocked him with the camera. And this other guy passes through and kind of looks off to the right, and I think he filled out that side of the frame nicely. I think it could have been better if someone was maybe on that right hand side there, but overall, not too bad. I did hang around here for a bit longer. This frame is okay as well, but I'm not sure if I got one that I like more than that last one. So overall, a bit of a tricky day out shooting street photography in Denver, and the A7C is a camera that I'm not super familiar with, but at least I knew it well enough at that point to be able to relatively effectively shoot with it. Now that being said, I think my favourite shots were the one through the windows earlier on in the video, as well as the one of that corner where the guy was tying his shoelace towards the end of the video. I wouldn't say they were portfolio pictures, but they're something that might fit quite well into a series, and if nothing else, they're at least social media shareable. Alright, so that is it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Drop me a comment down below, let me know what you thought, let me know what your favourite picture was, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.